Hi friends, I'm Jason T, owner of JMT Choreography. I'm so glad you guys are watching this series I've called Warrior Woman. Alright, let me break it down. So I've traveled the world in my professional and my personal life, and there's been one common thing throughout the whole thing. I have met and traveled with the most amazing, life-changing women. I even realized that every gym I do choreography for is owned by a female. So in this series, I sit down with warrior women and I ask them questions about life, cheerleading, and empowerment, and so much more. I hope you guys enjoy, but make sure you guys subscribe. I'll wait. Subscribe. Enjoy the interview. This warrior woman was given the name Big Red by her coaches at World Cup Shooting Stars. She also has 20 years in the industry. She loves sharing her passion and her experiences with her athletes and everyone around the world. She has a very diverse background, including being a gym owner, a director, a choreographer, a judge, and a business owner. She also performed live on Broadway with Liza Minnelli and experienced many amazing things as an athlete, a summit-winning coach, and she found balance in life between training and choreography. She's also the owner of Big Red Choreography, a choreography consulting company expanding all over the world. This week's Warrior Woman is Jennifer Big Red Cooper.
Hi.
Hey. All right, so how have you been doing?
I have been great. I can't say that I've been great the entire time. It's been a bit of a journey. I go hot and cold a little bit, but I think that my message and my importance during this time is to inspire others. So I really am trying to not think too much about myself and think about all the people that we need to be helping right now. And just there's a lot going on with so many, not only in our industry, but just with families and, you know, different situations. So I try to be compassionate and empathetic. And so I've been trying to get the kids and keep them busy and dance and do these live videos, all these new things for me. But it's been a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying it.
Can I just say that I love Britney Spears and I love the Britney Spears dance? I'm just going to put that out there.
Thank you. Honestly, the choreography takes minutes. It's all the video editing. We're like, you know, you hear Britney, you're just like vibing out.
Right.
And you, oh, cat, you know, you can feel it right away. And then the video editing is what takes 3 hours, you know,
Right.
this and this angle, and you got to turn around. And it's like, geez. But it's been a lot of fun. We've been playing a lot of Britney in my house.
Oh, perfect. So tell me about your gym business and your brand, your mission.
Yes. So I own Big Red Choreography, which has turned into a lot more than choreography over the years. It's a lot of consulting with programs, guest coaching, choreography, of course. It's just kind of all encompassing. I just branched out this year into full-time choreography and travel. So that has been halted for a little bit of time.
Congratulations, because I know that's a very hard move for most people, but congratulations on that move.
It's hard. It's also emotional. I've been a coach for a really long time. I get very attached to my kids and watching them grow up and see what they're doing and putting them off to college and, you know, doing everything you can. And so now my kids are just not in my hometown. They're all over the country and I get to travel and see them and kind of take care of them as much as possible. Zoom has really helped with that because I get to see their faces, which definitely makes my day. So it's been a lot of fun. For sure.
Amazing. So how do you think All-Star Cheerleading and other women-run businesses empower the female youth?
This is a great question. When I read it, it made so much sense to me because I feel like we all need balance. And I think that women can, especially strong female women, like they're very in tune with their emotions and in tune with their intuition. And I think that a lot of the cheerleading industry is very emotional. You know, it's different than any other industry. AccuScore, judging, choreography, travel. You know, the parents, the kids. We deal with a lot of young women as well as men, but a lot of very young women. And I think it's just important that we express that the emotional side you can still be successful and still have emotions. You can still have a purpose. I think that it really is the anchor of a lot of these gyms is, you know, that empathy and that ability to feel for other people and, you know, understand situations and understand people. I think that also is what makes great business because I've realized that a lot of my clients, we've been together for years because it turns into such an emotional connection and a relationship. And I'm genuinely looking after them, not just counting 5, 6, 7, 8. I watch their babies graduate. And I think that that's important. Emotion in the sport is very important. And I will quote Miss Pascal, who is my old coach and mentor, when she says that every motion is an emotion and throws her hands up because it's so true. And really, when you can convey that on the mat, being able to perform and hit those motions, but really give every piece of yourself, it comes off differently to the crowd and the judges. And when people feel that, I feel like it also helps your score. So.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You can tell. You definitely can tell when a team feels it and they're feeling themselves on the mat, and when a team is like nervous. You can totally tell when you judge. It just comes right at you.
And, I always say that the judges are human. So, I mean, when you're given a judge chills, like they're going to be affected. I always say that our small senior 4-1 summit in 2018, and I say I genuinely feel like the reason that they won is because they just went a little bit harder and gave every single piece of themselves. And they made that transparent to the crowd, the audience, and the judges. So, because, with those 2/10, you never know
you never know.
Yeah. So
that's one thing I love about this sport is like you can be so close. I mean, it's really fun when you're the first place. It's not so fun when you're the second place, but I love that just anticipation building up to that when they're so good at the top like that at Summit. It's just wonderful to see.
Yeah. I think too with younger women, they're a little bit more insecure, they're a little bit timid, they're a little bit shy to be themselves. And I think that cheerleading gives them an outlet to get out on the mat and turn into somebody else. You can be someone that's an introvert, or you can be a little bit shy and you may not love the big glam performance, but when you get out there, you get to be somebody else. And I think that's empowering in itself.
Oh, of course. I mean, obviously you've coached for years, I've coached for years, and it's crazy to watch a kid who's the shyest kid at practice go on that mat and has the best facials in the team. And you're like, this is just amazing.
Where were you at?
Right. I would have moved you up. Where's that face at?
Exactly. That's so fun.
You've already explained a little bit, but I would like to go into more detail. Explain how you, in your professional and your personal life, to ensure that you're leading by example for the youth.
Well, it was instilled in me when I was on World Cup Shooting Stars that Joelle used to call us her Virgin Marys. Like, you don't do anything wrong. You don't post anything wrong. You don't post anything that could be questionable on social media. So that was already something that was in the back of my mind. Luckily, I have great parenting as well, so I wasn't, doing anything questionable. But I think that it's important that you follow through with who you are and your purpose, and making sure that you're not what people are seeing. Perception is reality. So you need to make sure that what you're putting out there, you are leading by example. So if I want my athletes to work hard, then I need to be the hardest worker in the room. I need to be creating intense practice plans and be creative. And, you always have to be above reproach. So it's like what you're expecting out of the kids is something that you have to be a mirror image of. And I think that that's really important because a lot of times kids can feel your energy. They're very smart and they can really feel what you feel. So I think it's important that, when you're with coaches on the mat, or when you're feeling a certain way about AccuScore or whatever, you are making sure that you're taking care of yourself and that you're presenting an image that you want the athletes to reflect. So I think that's really important.
Because they just feed off of you. They want to please you. That's all they want to do. And they want to do all this hard work for you. So it's wonderful. I love this sport so much.
I know. Well, I could talk about it all day, literally.
Yeah, I know. What is one piece of information you wish all girls and young women knew?
I would have to say this because I would say it to myself probably 10 years ago is just don't be afraid to try new things. And I know that people say that, and it's such a broad thing to say, but I'll give an example. When I first started choreography, my first job was in Canada and I was terrified. I was just like, I didn't know the gym I was going to very well. I was on a plane alone. I'm going through customs by myself. This is all, I was 19 years old. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And the last few years I have been extremely busy. I've been on planes nonstop by myself, creating my own schedule, walking through the airport alone, doing my own packing and my own bookings and just rental cars. And you realize you realize you're running things. You're like, wow, I'm really doing this. And so many things, you see all these businessmen on the flights and you're just like, I'm one of them too, and just so many things that you don't think that you could have done or would have done. You realize that you can do them and you will do them and you can keep doing them. And I just think that they should never don't ever create a boundary for yourself. Try new things. That's what innovation is. And that's why we have so many amazing new technologies and inventions, is because people said, no boundaries for me and I'm not going to be afraid. So I'd say go for it. Whatever it is that you're going to go for, do it with your whole heart.
And I believe that you are doing that by leading by example, like you said before. So good job on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What advice would you give other programs and organizations about women empowerment? What do you think that they should make sure their checks and balances?
I realized in my last position as a director that the emotional side of cheerleading is more important than the business side. And it, there's a balance when you're running a business. We were able to retain our athletes and keep people happy and evolve the athletes because of how much attention we paid to the detail of the athletes emotionally. So we would make sure that we were doing one-on-ones and we were doing a lot of self-care and how are you feeling? This is where you're at. This is where I would like you to be. This is where I see you in a year. Talk about more than just the skills, developing the actual person. I think that if more gyms could be inclusive of that, I think that they will retain a lot of athletes. I think that relationships are really important. And when parents feel that you are genuinely invested in their athletes, they're going to return and they're going to want to be a part of that family atmosphere that you've created.
It's taking them from the number athlete to the human of the child.
Yeah.
And making sure that you're doing everything for the actual child.
Yes. And it can be a hard balance because I am a very tough coach, but I realized how important it is that you are taking care and nurturing up here, because you can get a lot further when they understand, hey, this is business, but I also, I know that you love me at the end of the day.
Right. There's a difference. You want to make sure that your kids know that it's all from love. You can yell at a kid and you can get that kid to do what you want them to do. But if it's from love, it's always from love. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. And they understand that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is one of my favorite questions. How can we go about changing the stigma associated with cheerleading?
I think in general, we need more exposure to what we actually do. It is a grind. It is extremely hard work. They have the polls that go out and say that cheerleading is one of the most dangerous sports now, and it's so hard and it's so difficult. But I even appreciate the fact that, Cheer went out and on Netflix and did the, Navarro. Yes, I praise that, because it really gave people an inside eye to what we go through.
It gave truth. Yeah.
And enough. And people see there's so many different facets to our sport. There's the recreational, there's the football, there's the professional, there's the dancers, there's the competitive. And I just think that other than having just an ESPN, once a year thing go on where they're like, wow, I think that we need to let people know that, this is an incredible sport. It's not just a difficult sport. You learn so much. Not only myself, but my athletes, we have taken so much that we've learned through the years and applied it to everyday things in our lives. And that is really important. I would love for my kids, when I have them, to be involved in sports and to experience something like cheerleading, because there's just nothing like it.
There is nothing like this sport. I have a lot of sporty friends, and they all agree that They're putting their kids in sports. You learn a lot of life lessons when you're in sports. And I'll tell them little stories. They're like, yeah, that's not how we were. I was like, oh, we were. It was so much fun.
Yep.
Why do you love the cheerleading world?
Oh man, I could talk about this for hours. How time do you have?
I'm ready.
Uh, I was the girl at the sleepover when I was 11 years old that did not want to stop watching videos. I was like, are you sure you guys want to go watch a scary movie or talk about boys? Because I really want to watch another routine. And I realized how much I just absolutely loved it. I was doing gymnastics first, competitive gymnastics, and then I went into cheer because I wanted a little bit more. I wanted more excitement. I wanted a team atmosphere. And, you know, you learn a lot about yourself over the years. But one thing that's always stuck with me and that is important in my company is teamwork. It's not just about you. It's about the customer, the client, the relationship, the athletes, the other choreographers that you work with. Cheerleading has given me so many opportunities. I've learned so much. I've been able to travel the world. I've learned from the best coaches. I've learned a lot about resilience. I love that this sport teaches you that you can't just have your way all the time. You have to make decisions that are good for the whole. You can't make personal choices. You have to sacrifice. You learn how to really trust other people and the whole concept of teamwork. And you learn how to be resilient, you know, when things are hard and when, you know, you have those mistakes and you get second, and then you can finally, you know, pull out a world championship, which is what happened to me many times. And I just think
I
that
saw that.
there's much there's so much love that just goes around this sport. And I want more people to be exposed to it. I want more people to know about it. So I'm so appreciative that you're doing these interviews because we need to tell more people about what exactly we do.
Yeah, I was planning on doing this with just, you know, more of a smaller scale with just my choreography clients that I had because I realized that every choreography gym I go to is owned by a female. And you know, doing choreography, these women are so strong and so empowering that they're empowering you while you're there, while you're empowering the kids. Why it's just wonderful. So, and then this happened, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to get people who I would never think about saying yes, and doing all these videos. So it's been a blessing.
I definitely think that this whole situation has brought so much to light for our industry. It really has given us so many avenues to connect with others. There's so many people that I'm so grateful to have opened up those conversations again. It's great to be here with you. I did a women's conference not too long ago with Spring, and that was so empowering. And really, you just get to connect, and we get back to the roots. We get back to what is important, the foundation. So many of the kids that I was doing Zoom calls with are saying, I'm like, give me a positive. I need a couple positives from this situation. And they're like, well, I really get to actually hang out with my family, not just like run past them and say, hey, love you, I'm going to cheer. They actually get to sit down for family dinners and have these conversations and just get back to what's important again, family, loyalty, you know, it's simple life a little bit. So that moving forward, I think we're all going to be in a better place. We're all going to be more considerate of each other's feelings and situations. And I'm looking forward to that because I know that this industry has given so much to me, and I'm excited to be able to give back to it and connecting with new people and working together. And, you know, we don't have to be competitors all the time. You know, for example, you have a choreography company, so do I, and we're joining together for the better of the industry, you know, for this content. And I really appreciate that. I do.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not trying to like push too much about it either. It's like I love cheerleading, and I was like, I just want to put positive stuff about cheerleading out there. And I was like, maybe 5 people will see it, but at least I did something during this time. Positive.
Absolutely. So my advice to our athletes would be to do your best to have a champion mindset in everything that you're doing, not just in cheerleading, not just when we go out on the mat, but have a champion mindset in everything that you do in life. And to me, I narrowed it down to 3 things. You have to have faith, you have to take action, and you have to be resilient. Okay. So you need to have faith. You got to trust. You got to know that you're going to get back in the gym and things are going to be great when you do. You have to take action. You need to set goals for yourself. You need to be stretching and working out and thinking about, some of the things that you want to do when you get back in the gym. And then you just need to be resilient. You got to be flexible. You got to bend in this situation and you need to just be ready to bounce back. And I think that those three things are really important. Just keep your head in the right place and all is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to write those down because I think everyone should know those three things for right now. And just in general in life, too. Those are really good. What are you excited for next season? I know we don't know what's happening yet. It's all up in the air, but what are some things that you are excited for?
I've always been appreciative of my job and the people that I get to work with, but I think that I'm most excited about how I'm going to show that appreciation next season. I am so ready to get out on the mat and be working with athletes again. I just really want to make sure that I take the experience to another level. I want to be able to give back in ways that I haven't in the past. And I just want to watch cheerleading evolve. I want to see the athletes more passionate now that they've, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I see these athletes fired up and I just want to see the innovation. I would love to see that things that happened over this time of isolation actually are put into reality, the teamwork of choreographers working together and people being considerate of other people and just I would love to see all of that continue. I think that we've all been very graceful during this time and we've all been appreciative of each other and I would just like to see that love continue, no drama, let's just keep it positive and let's get these back on track as fast as possible.
Yes, and let's just have some cheerleading competitions again and camps. The most camps, please.
I just want to do a stunt. I've had it. I'm sick of lifting like cranberry juice in my house. Like, can I get an athlete?
Right. Okay, is there anywhere they can reach you at? Any classes? I know you have a ton of classes that you have been doing. I seen that you guys are working together in with all those amazing choreographers. Tell us more information about that.
Yes. So bigredchoreography.com. My website is just about to be posted up. Super excited about that. So you'll be able to reach me. Instagram, I love to post there. I like to post about all of the teams at your fiercest ginger. And then bigredchoreography@gmail.com. I'm pretty active on Facebook and Instagram, so I'll throw out, a live every once in a while, and I'll definitely post some videos over the summer. So that's one way to stay connected. Also, I am a part of a new network of just companies and support in the industry, and it is called Revive Consulting. And we have a group of choreographers and their companies, as well as music producers. And we're about to launch some apparel companies as well in that. So we just wanted to take the time to really stress the importance of teamwork during this. We can all be competitors, but we can all work together. I want to be able to lift up other people. I was blessed with many opportunities, but also people that have genuinely believed in me. And I think that it's important that I also sow that seed and I support my friends who have been doing this for a really long time and who have been, trailblazers in the game of choreography and music and people that are passionate about what they do. So I think putting everybody on a platform to be exposed to the industry and, to shed some light on everything and show that no matter what, we can all work together. That's really important to me. So we are definitely going to be releasing some more info on that. But yeah, we're super excited. I mean, I think that things are actually, we've been forced to open new dialogue through this and, because we all can't be hermits in our house and just, I've been appreciative for the new relationships and the blossoming relationships and old friendships. So, I'm excited to put out a positive image of leadership and teamwork and support moving out of this back into the gyms because I think that we definitely need that.
Yeah, that's just, you're just taking it full circle there. We, from the beginning of us talking about leading by example and all of you guys getting together. When I saw that launched, and I'm a choreographer too, so I get it. The industry it's not cutthroat. I don't think it's cutthroat, but people are hustling and we all hustled and we all built it ourselves. So we all have this little ego that we have when it comes to things. And when I saw that happen, I was like, that's perfect example of just throw it away, guys. Let's do this. We love the same thing, so let's just all work together.
I think that we all naturally want to protect our babies, and that is totally okay. But I know that in my lifetime, and as I'm not going to age myself, but I've realized that the more that you focus on what's important and working with other people, that you will be blessed and things will always be okay. And I do trust that, and I think that that's an important message because we're not over here cutting each other down, trying to take each other's work. We're saying, hey, how can I help? Let's collaborate on this job. Let's go here together. Let's do this. And that's really what it's about.
And that makes you build an empire.
Hey.
Hey.
Your life.
Right. Well, thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for saying yes. And I had a blast.
I appreciate this so much. Just getting on the phone with you and being able to talk about cheerleading. I love it just as much as you do. So this was a lot of fun. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you.
Of course. I mean, I think I'm 30. I'll be in the 30s somewhere. So, I mean, I've watched you compete, obviously. I mean, if you want to say OG, cheerlebrity, I mean, come on. You were one. So, but it's so funny to watch. I mean, just all of us, because that was a big movement of cheerleading. I feel all of us who are now doing full-time choreography, doing running gyms. That was a big grow for our all-star industry, and to see all of us just keep pushing it is amazing to see. And I was so glad that you've did this again. But
absolutely.
Well, you have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Hopefully we'll be back in gyms in about a couple of weeks.
I will love that. A paycheck would be great.
Oh my gosh, the truth.
All right. You guys, wasn't she amazing? I had so much fun working on this project, and I have so many more videos to show you. So you know what I'm going to say. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. And make sure you guys follow me on Instagram for all the up-to-date posts. Until next time, bye.